Hawaii, a name that conjures images of sun-kissed shores and tranquil breezes. Yet, beneath this paradise facade, ancient spirits stir, and dark whispers echo through valleys and abandoned halls. Tonight, we invite you to journey beyond the postcards, into the chilling heart of Hawaii's most haunted places. Prepare to confront the unseen, where the beautiful and the terrifying dance in an eternal eerie embrace. Are you brave enough to listen to their stories? 15. Coco Palms Resort, Kauai, hidden amidst the rustling palms and the gentle, mournful sigh of the Pacific on Kauai. Coco Palms Resort stands as a magnificent, decaying monument to a bygone era. Once a playground for Hollywood stars and Hawaiian royalty, a place where Elvis himself filmed Blue Hawaii. It now whispers tales of opulence and tragedy, a chilling symphony of what once was and what now haunts its abandoned grounds. Step onto the overgrown paths, where nature slowly reclaims what man left behind, and the air grows heavy with unseen presences. The elegant bungalows, once vibrant with laughter and music, now stand empty, their windows like vacant eyes staring out at the encroaching jungle. It was Hurricane Iniki in 1992 that delivered the resort's fatal blow, leaving it in ruins. But locals believe it wasn't just the structures that were damaged. Something else was unleashed, or perhaps trapped within its shattered splendor. Whispers carry on the trade winds, not just of the living, but of the revered ali'i, the Hawaiian royalty, who once graced these sacred lands. The area was once home to Queen Deborah Kapul and other high-ranking chiefs, and their spiritual presence is said to be profoundly felt, particularly around the ancient fish ponds and royal coconut grove. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures moving through the decaying hallways at dusk, unexplained lights flickering in the abandoned guest rooms, and the distinct scent of puakenakeni blossoms, though no actual flowers are near. Disembodied voices murmuring ancient Hawaiian chants or snippets of forgotten conversations drift from empty suites, leaving a profound sense of melancholy and dread. Some brave souls who have ventured into the heart of Coco Palms speak of a pervasive chill that clings even to the warmest evenings. A feeling of being constantly watched by unseen eyes. Is it merely the lingering memory of its glamorous past? Or do the spirits of those who loved this land, both royal and common, still wander its desolate grounds, forever bound to their paradise lost? As the waves continue their endless rhythm against the shore, they seem to carry a secret, a lingering sorrow that promises another kind of spectral beauty just beyond the horizon. 14. The Royal Hawaiian Hotel, Waikiki, Oahu. The iconic Pink Palace, a beacon of luxury on Waikiki Beach, holds a secret far older than its vibrant facade suggests. Many guests and staff whisper of an ethereal resident, a woman clad in a flowing pink gown, forever wandering its elegant halls. A silent sentinel of a bygone era, this grand dame of Hawaiian hospitality, officially opened in 1927, has hosted royalty, Hollywood stars, and countless dreamers drawn to its unparalleled luxury. Its distinctive Spanish Moorish architecture, painted in a striking hue of coral pink, stands as a testament to its opulent past and status as one of Hawaii's most prestigious resorts. Yet beneath the veneer of sun-drenched glamour and modern revelry, an undeniable chill permeates certain corners, particularly where the woman in pink is said to appear. She is most frequently described as an elegant figure, often with a sorrowful, distant expression, glimpsed gliding through the main lobby late at night, drifting along the expansive balconies overlooking the ocean, or even pausing silently in unoccupied guest rooms. Some speculate she was a guest who met a tragic end within the hotel's walls. Perhaps a heartbroken lover or a woman forever searching for someone she lost in the golden age of Waikiki. Her presence is rarely menacing, but always profound, leaving behind a lingering scent of plumeria or an inexplicable drop in temperature that raises the hairs on one's arms. Eyewitness accounts from seasoned employees and startled guests speak of flickering lights in unoccupied rooms, the distinct feeling of being brushed by an unseen hand, or the faint, melancholic strains of a hula tune echoing from an empty ballroom. The whispers suggest she is drawn to the places of both profound joy and hidden sorrow, a spirit eternally tethered to the grandeur and the untold stories of the hotel's storied history. Is she merely an echo of the past, a spectral guardian of its legacy, or a soul trapped in a timeless vigil within its rosy walls, forever seeking a resolution that never comes? Imagine stepping off the bustling vibrant sands of Waikiki into the tranquil, shadowed corridors of the Royal Hawaiian after midnight. The sounds of the ocean are muffled, replaced by the hushed whispers of the air conditioning and, perhaps, something more. A shadow catches your eye in a gilded mirror. A fleeting flash of pink at the end of a long hallway, only to vanish when you blink, leaving you alone with the questions. The Pink Palace keeps its secrets well, offering a luxurious stay that might just come with an unexpected spectral companion, a reminder that beauty and sorrow often walk hand in hand in paradise. As the gentle Hawaiian breeze rustles through the palm trees, carrying the faint scent of salt and blossoms, one cannot help but wonder what other ancient energies lie dormant, waiting to stir. In the quiet, undisturbed corners of these islands, some stories whisper of guardians, others of trapped souls. 13. Kona Historical Society Museum, Captain Cook, Big Island. In the quiet, hallowed halls of the Kona Historical Society Museum, nestled amidst the lush landscapes of Captain Cook on the Big Island, the past is not merely preserved behind glass, it breathes. Whispers, not of the living, but of ancient Hawaiian spirits, are said to drift through the exhibit rooms, guarding the precious artifacts with an unseen, unyielding vigilance. Here, history is not just read, it is felt, a tangible chill in the air that suggests you are never truly alone. This meticulously restored 19th century Kona coffee farm, transformed into a beacon of local heritage, holds countless treasures, tools, clothing, photographs, and documents that chronicle the rich tapestry of Hawaiian life. But with these remnants of a bygone era come the echoes of those who once owned them. Staff and visitors alike have reported inexplicable phenomena that defy logical explanation. Items meticulously placed on display have been found subtly shifted, as if moved by an invisible hand adjusting them to their rightful position. Doors, left ajar, are sometimes discovered firmly closed, or vice versa, with no one around. The most unsettling accounts speak of disembodied whispers, faint and indistinct, yet undeniably present, emanating from empty rooms or near particularly ancient exhibits. Some believe these are the voices of the kupuna ancestors, offering silent commentary or perhaps even a warning to those who would disturb their legacy. Others describe a palpable sense of being watched, an intense, unseen gaze following them as they navigate the hushed corridors, particularly when dusk falls and the museum prepares to close its doors. It is a protective presence, perhaps a silent testament to the deep reverence Hawaiians hold for their heritage, manifested in a spectral form. The very air within the museum seems thicker, imbued with the weight of centuries. The scent of old wood and the faint musk of aging fabric mingle with an inexplicable coolness, even on the warmest Hawaiian day. It's a reminder that these objects are not mere relics. They are vessels carrying the mana spiritual power of their original owners, watched over by spirits who refuse to let their memory fade. So if you wander through these sacred rooms, listening intently to the hushed stories of old Hawaii, pay close attention to the stillness. Is that merely the creak of an old floorboard, or the soft tread of an unseen guardian? Is the shift of an artifact just gravity, or the gentle touch of a spirit ensuring its perpetual care? The Kona Historical Society Museum reminds us that some guardians never truly rest, forever bound to the treasures of their past. From the silent vigil of ancestral spirits watching over ancient relics, we now turn to a different kind of haunting, one born from the depths of a cataclysmic moment in modern history, where countless souls were suddenly torn from their physical forms, forever bound to their watery graves. 12. USS Arizona Memorial, Pearl Harbor. Oahu, beneath the placid, shimmering waters of Pearl Harbor, where sunlight now dances on the surface, lies a silent tomb, the USS Arizona. It is a place where time seems to stand still, forever frozen in the crucible of December 7, 1941. Here, over 1,000 brave sailors were suddenly torn from life, entombed within their steel vessel. Yet, according to countless testimonies, their spirits never truly left, forever bound to their watery grave, their presence a palpable chill in the Hawaiian air. Visitors to the elegant white memorial, suspended reverently above the sunken battleship, often describe an overwhelming sense of profound sorrow that permeates the very atmosphere. The most iconic and haunting phenomenon is the continuous trickle of oil that rises from the depths of the Arizona, spreading rainbow sheens across the water's surface. These are known as the black tears of the Arizona, a poignant, unending lament from the ship itself, weeping for its lost crew. Some whisper that these are not merely the ship's dying breaths, but the spiritual essence of the men, a visible manifestation of their enduring souls. Staff members and veterans have recounted inexplicable experiences. Unseen presences have been felt, sudden. Localized cold spots manifest even on the warmest days, and hushed whispers seem to drift on the breeze, just beyond the edge of hearing. There are stories of shadowy figures glimpsed in peripheral vision, standing silently over the submerged hull, as if still on watch. One common belief is that the sailors caught in the sudden, violent chaos continue to perform their duties, unwilling or unable to abandon their post. The sight becomes a stark reminder of sacrifice, a place where the veil between worlds thins, allowing the echoes of heroism and tragedy to ripple through eternity. The serene beauty of Pearl Harbor acts as a stark, haunting contrast to the immense suffering that lies beneath. As dusk falls and the last visitors depart, the silence deepens, becoming heavy with unspoken grief. The air seems to hum with a quiet energy, a timeless vigil. Is it merely the wind sighing through the open structure, or the collective breath of those who made the ultimate sacrifice, still guarding their sacred resting place? The USS Arizona Memorial serves as a solemn, chilling testament that some souls, even in death, remain forever tethered to the moment of their tragic departure. From the silent vigil of fallen heroes in their watery tomb, we now journey to another realm where spirits refuse to rest, forever bound not by tragedy, but by the echoes of their earthly labor in Hawaii's bustling past. 11. Hawaii Plantation Village, Waipahu, Oahu. In the sun-drenched valley of Waipahu, a collection of quaint, meticulously preserved homes and structures stands as a living museum, chronicling Hawaii's plantation era. But beneath the veneer of historical charm, the Hawaii Plantation Village is a place where the echoes of strenuous labor and longing resonate not just in the exhibits, but in the very air itself. Here, it is said, the spirits of the countless immigrant workers, Japanese, Tunomordonot Chinese and Filipino, Portuguese, and native Hawaiians who toiled in the sugarcane and pineapple fields, still perform their eternal duties, unwilling or unable to abandon their life's work. Visitors often describe an uncanny feeling of being watched as they wander through the village's replica homes and workshops. The silence, punctuated only by the rustling of leaves and distant bird cries, can suddenly be broken by faint whispers, snatches of conversations in forgotten tongues, or the soft, rhythmic sounds of unseen tools at work. Staff members have reported doors creaking open and shut when no one is near, lights flickering erratically, and objects mysteriously shifting from their places. One persistent tale speaks of a mischievous spirit known to playfully tug at visitors' clothes or whisper their names, especially in the old Portuguese home. The blacksmith shop, with its aged tools and hearth, is a particular hotspot for activity. The clanking of hammers and the hiss of cooling metal are sometimes heard, though the shop lies empty and cold. Shadowy figures are occasionally glimpsed darting between the buildings, fleeting apparitions that vanish before they can be fully registered. It is believed these are the steadfast workers, forever bound to the rhythm of their past lives, their determination so potent that even death could not break their connection to the land and their daily grind. Their presence lends an ethereal layer to the otherwise serene village, a poignant reminder of the lives lived and sacrificed in the pursuit of a better future. As twilight bathes the village in a soft, orange glow, a heavy stillness descends, thickening the veil between past and present. The air becomes charged with an almost palpable energy, a collective sigh of unseen spirits. Is it the wind rustling through the palm fronds, or the restless spirits of those who built this land with their sweat and tears? Still striving, still working, the Hawaii Plantation Village whispers a chilling truth for some. The labor never truly ends, echoing through eternity. From the quiet, endless toil of the past, we now turn our gaze to a place where the innocent spirits of children are said to linger, transforming a symbol of youthful learning into a realm of playful, yet profoundly eerie encounters. 10. Likelike Elementary School in Kalihi Valley, Oahu, beneath the innocent murals and the faded swings of Kalihi Valley. Likelike Elementary School stands as a silent sentinel to a past that refuses to stay buried. Here, where youthful laughter should echo freely, a different kind of mirth is said to drift on the breeze, the disembodied giggles of children who never truly left. For decades, whispers have circulated among staff and former students about the playful, yet profoundly eerie, presence of young spirits who continue to roam its halls and playgrounds long after the final bell. As daylight fades and the classrooms empty, a palpable shift in atmosphere descends upon Likelike. Janitor, working late, recount chilling tales of hearing faint footsteps scampering down deserted corridors, followed by the soft thud of a bouncing ball or the distinct sound of a child calling out a name. only to find themselves utterly alone. Lights flicker with no logical explanation, and doors that were securely locked are sometimes found ajar in the morning, as if opened by small, curious hands. Toys left in classrooms have been known to subtly shift position, or even appear in an entirely different room, suggesting an unseen game is perpetually underway. One of the most unsettling phenomena is the appearance of fleeting, child-sized shadows darting across walls or disappearing around corners, just at the edge of one's vision. These aren't malevolent entities, but rather seem imbued with an eternal, mischievous innocence, forever bound to the place where they once learned and played. There are no specific tragic legends tied to the school itself, but the collective belief is that these are the spirits of children whose bonds to this cheerful, vibrant space were so strong that they chose to remain, finding comfort in the familiar echoes of learning and play. The playground, especially at twilight, is said to carry the faint ghostly sounds of children at recess. Swings swaying almost imperceptibly, and the low hum of distant chatter, even when no living soul is present. The lingering energy of youthful spirits creates an unsettling contrast to the school's purpose, turning a place of vibrant growth into a quiet echo chamber of the past. One cannot help but wonder, as the sun sets over Kalihi Valley, what unfinished games or forgotten lessons keep these spectral students tethered to the earthly realm? From the playful yet chilling whispers of children who refuse to leave their school, we now venture into the lush, emerald depths of Oahu's wilderness, where the very air thrums with ancient power and unseen, elemental beings are said to roam. 9. Manoa Falls Trail. Manoa, Oahu deep within the emerald embrace of Oahu's Manoa Valley, where sunlight struggles to pierce the thick canopy and the air hangs heavy with the scent of damp earth and verdant growth, lies the Manoa Falls Trail. This isn't merely a path to a breathtaking waterfall. It's a gateway into an older, wilder Hawaii, a place where the veil between worlds thins, and the whispers in the wind carry more than just the rustle of leaves. Here, amidst the towering trees and primeval ferns, the elusive Menehune, Hawaii's legendary little people, and ancient Hawaiian spirits are said to still roam, watchful and ever-present. Visitors often describe an undeniable shift in atmosphere the deeper they venture along the muddy path. The vibrant greens seem to pulse with an unseen energy, and the constant drip of moisture from the foliage can easily be mistaken for faint footsteps just out of sight. Hikers report an inexplicable feeling of being watched, an unnerving sensation that persists even when the trail appears deserted. The playful chatter of birds sometimes gives way to an unnatural silence, broken only by the distant roar of the falls, a sound that can suddenly feel less majestic and more like a warning. Tales abound of fleeting glimpses, a quick movement in the periphery, a small shadow darting behind an ancient tree, or the feeling of cold air in a warm, humid pocket of the jungle. Local lore speaks of the Menehune, masterful builders who worked under the cloak of night, whose spirits still guard the sacred places of this valley. To encounter one is rare, but to feel their presence is common, a subtle shift in the forest's disposition. Beyond the Menehune, the trail is also believed to be a domain of ancient Hawaiian spirits, their connection to this land so profound that they remain guardians of its mana. Some claim to have heard faint, melodic chanting carried on the breeze, or the soft thrumming of drums that seem to echo from the very earth itself. Sounds that have no earthly source and vanish as quickly as they appear. These aren't malevolent entities, but rather possess a timeless, protective energy, reminding all who enter that they are guests in a sacred living realm. As the misty spray of Manoa Falls envelops you, one cannot help but wonder if the figures glimpsed through the dense foliage are merely reflections of light and shadow, or if the ancient residents of this primeval forest are indeed observing your journey. Their secrets as deep and verdant as the valley itself. From the watchful spirits of Manoa's emerald depths, our journey now takes a perilous turn onto a legendary road, where the very act of taking a souvenir can unleash a curse from a fiery goddess herself. 8. The Road to Hana. Maui. The serpentine embrace of Maui's road to Hana is often hailed as a journey through paradise. A winding ribbon of asphalt carved into lush volcanic cliffs, offering breathtaking vistas of waterfalls, black sand beaches, and vibrant rainforests. Yet beneath its idyllic facade, a chilling warning echoes, whispered among locals and etched into the very fabric of the land: never take a rock, a grain of sand, or any natural souvenir from these sacred grounds. For the wrath of the fire goddess Pele herself will surely follow. The road to Hana is not merely a path, it is a living entity, its serpentine curves embracing the very essence of Maui's wild heart. With over 600 turns and 59 one-lane bridges, it demands respect, its verdant tunnels of banyan and bamboo seeming to close in, muffling the sounds of the outside world. Here, the air hangs heavy with the scent of damp earth and exotic blossoms. Yet an inexplicable tension can often be felt, particularly after dusk, when the jungle truly awakens. The whispers carried on the trade winds seem to take on a more deliberate cadence, and the rustle of leaves might just be the quiet movements of Pele's unseen enforcers. Drivers report sudden, inexplicable mechanical failures, tires flattening on smooth stretches, or a pervasive sense of dread that washes over them, urging them to turn back. It's as if the land itself rejects those who harbor ill intent or who have dared to defy the goddess. The vibrant beauty of its waterfalls and ocean vistas is always underscored by this ancient, potent energy. A reminder that this paradise is guarded by forces far older and more powerful than any human. The stories of cursed objects being mailed back from around the world are not just anecdotes. They are testaments to the tangible, unsettling reality of Pele's reach, a fiery spirit that demands reverence and respect from all who dare to tread upon her hallowed ground. Countless tales exist of tourists who, after pocketing a souvenir, found their vacations plagued by a string of misfortunes: lost wallets, broken bones, sudden illnesses, flight delays, car breakdowns, or even severe financial losses, desperate to lift the inexplicable curse. Many have mailed their ill-gotten treasures back to Hawaii, often accompanied by heartfelt apologies to Pele. These packages arrive daily at the National Park Service and local post offices, filled with basalt rocks and letters detailing the uncanny misfortunes that ceased only once the pilfered items were returned. So, as you navigate its perilous curves and marvel at its unspoiled beauty, remember the silent guardians of this sacred path. For though the road to Hana promises an unforgettable adventure, it also serves as a potent reminder that in Hawaii, the ancient gods still hold sway, and their displeasure can manifest in ways both subtle and terrifying. Tread lightly, admire respectfully, and leave only footprints, lest you invite the fiery gaze of Pele upon your journey home. And as the echoes of Pele's warnings fade from the treacherous paths of Hana, we now turn towards the bustling heart of Honolulu, where the spirits of a bygone era still clock in for their eternal shift within a historic landmark. 7. The Honolulu Advertiser Building, Honolulu, Oahu beneath the glass and steel of modern Honolulu, where commerce hums and life rushes on, stands a venerable edifice that once thrummed with the ceaseless energy of news, the Honolulu Advertiser Building. For decades within its walls, stories were born, headlines were forged, and the pulse of Hawaii was recorded. Yet, long after the final edition was printed and the last reporter filed their story, a different kind of presence began to emerge, whispering tales of an eternal news cycle manned by spectral employees who simply refused to clock out. The building itself, a sturdy monument to print journalism, now bears the weight of its past in the quiet hours of night when the city's cacophony recedes. The old Advertiser Building becomes a stage for the inexplicable. Security guards on their lonely rounds often report a pervasive chill, an unnatural cold spot that drifts through empty corridors. Regardless of the tropical heat outside, the faint, rhythmic clack, clack, clack of phantom typewriters is said to echo from deserted newsrooms, a ghostly symphony of industriousness long past. Doors swing open and slam shut with no earthly explanation. Lights flicker in abandoned offices, and the distinct, unsettling scent of stale coffee and old newsprint can sometimes materialize from thin air, only to vanish as quickly as it appeared. Eyewitnesses, from maintenance crews to former tenants, have spoken of fleeting dark figures seen darting into peripheral vision, only to disappear when directly observed. Are these the restless spirits of dedicated journalists, forever bound to their beats, or perhaps the demanding editors, still chasing deadlines from beyond the veil? One recurring account tells of a stern-faced man in an old-fashioned suit, often glimpsed near the editorial offices, his gaze intense, as if scrutinizing an invisible proof sheet. His presence is said to be accompanied by an overwhelming feeling of being judged or under intense scrutiny. Perhaps the weight of so many stories, both joyous and tragic, indelibly etched itself into the very foundation of the building, creating an energetic residue that allows these lingering souls to manifest. It's as if the news never truly stops breaking here. Only now it's reported by the departed. So, and if you ever find yourself walking past its historic facade after dusk, listen closely. You might just catch the faint rustle of an unseen newspaper, or the hurried footsteps of a spectral reporter, forever chasing the next big scoop in an office that time forgot. And as the echoes of ancient deadlines fade from the newsrooms of Honolulu, our journey now takes a darker turn, to a valley where the cries of warriors still mingle with the wind, echoing a bloody chapter of Hawaii's past. 6. Iao Valley State Monument, Wailuku, Maui. Nestled deep within the verdant embrace of Maui, Iao Valley State Monument appears, at first glance, a sanctuary of breathtaking natural beauty, where the iconic Iao Needle pierces the sky amidst lush emerald peaks. Yet beneath this tranquil facade, the valley holds a darker, blood-soaked history, forever echoing with the cries of ancient warriors and the clash of spears. This was the hallowed, yet cursed, ground where one of Hawaii's most brutal battles, the Battle of Kepaniwai, unfolded in 1790, turning the serene streams red with the blood of thousands. The name Kepaniwai itself, meaning the damming of the waters, eerily foreshadows the carnage that occurred when Kamehameha the Great battled Maui's forces, leaving so many dead that their bodies literally dammed the river. Today, even as gentle mist often clings to the valley walls and the wind whispers through the towering foliage, a profound sense of sorrow and unrest permeates the air. Visitors frequently report a palpable chill that descends without warning, often accompanied by the faint disembodied sounds of battle, the rhythmic thrum of war drums from unseen forces, the guttural shouts of men engaged in mortal combat, and the heart-wrenching moans of the dying. These are not mere echoes of history. Many believe they are the lingering spirits of the fallen, forever bound to the place where their lives met a violent end. Some accounts describe fleeting shadows glimpsed at the edges of the dense forest, figures appearing and disappearing within the swirling mists. Perhaps phantom warriors forever replaying their final moments. Local lore warns against venturing too deeply into certain areas after dusk, as the residual energy of such immense bloodshed is said to attract or trap restless souls, making the valley a sacred yet profoundly haunted resting place. The sheer weight of such an ancient tragedy, etched into the very stones and soil of Iao Valley, creates an indelible scar that time cannot erase. So, when you stand amidst the solemn beauty of Iao Valley, listen closely not just to the chirping birds or the rustling leaves, but to the whispers carried on the wind, for they might be the phantom battle cries of warriors whose eternal war still rages in the ethereal realm. And as the somber echoes of Iao Valley's ancient battle fade into the mist, our journey presses onward to a suburban dwelling, where the unseen hands of the departed manifest with terrifying physical force. 5. Kaimuki House. Kaimuki, Oahu beyond the bustling streets of Honolulu, nestled in the quiet residential neighborhood of Kaimuki, stands an unassuming house that hides a terrifying secret, one of Hawaii's most intensely haunted private dwellings. Here, the unseen isn't merely sensed, it exerts a chilling physical dominion, turning everyday objects into missiles and silent rooms into stages for inexplicable terror. For decades, residents have endured a relentless onslaught of supernatural phenomena, making the Kaimuki House a living nightmare. Known infamously for its aggressive poltergeist activity, this seemingly ordinary abode has tormented multiple families with a startling array of physical disturbances. Imagine waking in the dead of night to the sound of your own furniture being violently shifted across the floor, or witnessing kitchen utensils take flight, crashing against walls as if flung by invisible hands. Doors, even when securely latched, have been known to slam open and shut with bone-jarring force, while windows rattle as if an unseen storm rages within. Residents have described a pervasive sense of being watched, often followed by sudden, drastic drops in temperature, signaling the imminent arrival of something malevolent. The entity, or entities known within Kaimuki House, seem to delight in torment. Accounts speak of disembodied whispers slithering through empty rooms, sometimes forming coherent, menacing words that chill the blood. Dark, amorphous shadows are frequently reported darting across hallways and lurking in peripheral vision, only to vanish when directly confronted. It's not uncommon for personal items to disappear from their rightful places, only to reappear in bizarre, unexpected locations. A cruel game played by a restless spirit. One particularly unsettling tale describes a family fleeing the house in the dead of night after their children's toys began to animate on their own, accompanied by guttural growls emanating from empty closets. This isn't the gentle lingering of a past presence. This is an active, malevolent force asserting its dominance, demanding recognition. The Kaimuki House stands as a stark reminder that some homes are never truly empty, their silent walls echoing not just with memories, but with the terrifying, tangible presence of the departed, forever claiming their dominion. To live within its confines is to exist in a perpetual state of fear, a constant battle against an unseen adversary, determined to make its presence horrifyingly clear. From the unsettling reality of a domestic haunting, our journey takes a darker turn, leading us into the shadowed embrace of a desolate junction where tragic fates have carved an indelible mark, leaving behind spectral warnings for those who dare to pass. 4. Morgan's Corner. Nu'uanu Valley. Oahu deep within the verdant, mist-shrouded embrace of Nu'uanu Valley, where ancient trees claw at the sky and silence descends like a shroud, lies a desolate intersection known only as Morgan's Corner. It is not merely a place where roads converge, but a nexus of despair. Stained by untold tragedies and the lingering echoes of lives cut short. Here, the veil between worlds thins, giving rise to spectral hitchhikers and phantom warnings that materialize from the oppressive darkness. A chilling testament to the souls forever trapped by their final, fatal moments. As night falls, the winding, narrow roads leading to Morgan's Corner become a labyrinth of shadows. The dense foliage swallowing headlights and muffling the sounds of the outside world. This isolation, once a haven for quiet contemplation, has instead become a stage for unspeakable horrors. For generations, locals and brave travelers have recounted unnerving encounters with ethereal figures appearing suddenly by the roadside, their forms sometimes translucent, sometimes eerily solid, their eyes hollow with a grief beyond comprehension. These apparitions, believed to be the spirits of those who met untimely ends through suicide or tragic accidents on these very curves, manifest with an unsettling regularity. Drivers speak of phantom lights flashing in their rearview mirrors when no other car is present, or the sudden bone-chilling sensation of an unseen passenger sharing their ride. The most prevalent legend speaks of a young woman, a spectral hitchhiker in a white dress, whose pale face emerges from the gloom, her thumb raised in a desperate plea. Those who stop, out of a misplaced sense of chivalry or curiosity, often find their passenger vanishing from the back seat as mysteriously as she appeared, leaving behind only a lingering chill and the scent of damp earth. Other tales tell of figures darting into the path of oncoming vehicles, only to disappear an instant before impact, or dark shadows coalescing at the very spots where gruesome accidents once occurred. Some believe these spectral warnings are benevolent, attempting to prevent others from sharing their fate, while others whisper of malevolent entities, forever bound to their despair, drawing the living closer to the precipice of their own demise. The air at Morgan's Corner is heavy with an unspoken sorrow, a pervasive sense of dread that clings to the skin and whispers through the rustling leaves. To drive through Morgan's Corner after dusk is to enter a realm where the past refuses to rest, where the departed still walk the lonely roads, forever replaying their final, agonizing moments. It is a stark reminder that some places bear scars so deep they manifest as specters, eternally bound to the scene of their suffering, waiting to share their chilling story with any who dare to listen. From the shadowed despair of a haunted crossroads, our journey leads us deeper into the heart of Hawaii's raw, untamed power, to a place where the earth itself breathes fire, and the spirits are as ancient and formidable as the land they guard. 3. The Volcano House. Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, Big Island perched precariously on the very rim of Kilauea caldera, where the earth itself breathes fire and ancient mist often blankets the rugged landscape, stands the Volcano House. For over a century, This historic lodge has offered unparalleled views of one of the world's most active volcanoes. But it also offers something far more ancient and unsettling, a direct conduit to the spirits of the land. Particularly the fiery goddess Pele herself. Guests and staff alike recount chilling encounters, whispers from unseen mouths, and the unmistakable presence of powerful entities who call this sacred, volatile ground home. The air around the Volcano House is thick with both the sulfuric scent of the volcano and a palpable sense of reverence, an ancient energy that seeps into the very stones of the building. Inside, the rustic charm of old timber and crackling fireplaces often gives way to an eerie silence, broken only by the wind howling across the caldera, or, perhaps, something far less natural. Shadows dance in the flickering light, not just from the fire, Tananum, but from unseen figures moving through the antique-laden hallways. Doors known to be locked unlatch themselves, objects subtly shift, and unexplained cold spots manifest in warm rooms. A ghostly chill clinging to the air. The views of the glowing lava lake at night, breathtaking as they are, often serve as a backdrop to the disquieting feeling of being watched, an awareness of ancient eyes peering from the depths of the earth. The most famous spectral resident is often believed to be Pele, the powerful goddess of volcanoes and fire, sometimes appearing as a beautiful young woman or, more frequently, as an elderly woman dressed in a flowing red or white gown. She is said to wander the hotel's grounds and even its rooms, sometimes appearing by the grand fireplace in the lobby, her gaze fixed on the caldera. There are tales of an old man, perhaps a former guest or guardian of the land, who is seen near the same fireplace, offering a silent, watchful presence. Native Hawaiian spirits known as akua are also felt here, ancient guardians tied to the sacred land. Their presence is often announced by unexplainable sounds, soft chants carried on the wind, the rustle of unseen fabric, or the distinct tapping of a pahu drum from the depths of the night. It is a place where the line between myth and reality blurs, and respect for the Aina land and its powerful residents is paramount. To stay at the Volcano House is to share an intimate space not just with a natural wonder, but with the very essence of Hawaiian spirituality, a potent, ancient energy that may choose to reveal itself to those who are open, or perhaps simply those who stumble into its timeless domain. Leaving the fiery embrace of Pele's ancient domain, our journey plunges deeper into the shadowed history of Oahu, to a dramatic vista where the echoes of a brutal past still march through the mists of night, to Nu'uanu Pali Lookout, Nu'uanu Valley, Oahu high above the churning Pacific, where the wind howls a mournful dirge through jagged cliffs and ancient mist often cloaks the dramatic vista, lies Nu'uanu Pali Lookout. It is a place of breathtaking beauty, offering panoramic views of Oahu's lush windward coast. But it is also a site steeped in the bloodiest chapter of Hawaiian history, a place where the echoes of a brutal past still march through the mists of night. Visitors often report an inexplicable chill, a palpable sense of unease, or the eerie sensation of being watched from the surrounding, verdant hillsides. This dramatic precipice, where King Kamehameha the Great's warriors famously drove rival forces to their deaths in 1795, now serves as a haunting gateway for Hawaii's most feared spectral procession, the Huakai Po, or night marchers. The air at Nu'uanu Pali is thin and sharp, carrying not only the scent of damp earth and volcanic rock, but also, at times, a faint metallic tang said to be the lingering essence of old blood. The jagged peaks cast long, shifting shadows that seem to writhe with unseen movement, especially as dusk descends and the mist begins its slow, creeping embrace. A primal fear grips the heart as the wind whispers tales of a time when the very air was rent with the cries of dying men, and the sounds of clashing spears and guttural war chants echoed through the valley. It is said that on certain nights, particularly during phases of the new moon or on significant historical anniversaries, the spectral procession of ancient Hawaiian warriors begins its solemn journey through this sacred pass. These night marchers are the ghostly forms of high-ranking chiefs and their loyal retainers, adorned in traditional battle attire, carrying flickering torches and moving in a disciplined, rhythmic cadence. Their approach is heralded by a series of chilling omens: the distant rhythmic thumping of pahu drums, the haunting wail of conch shells, and the low, guttural chanting that seems to vibrate from the very ground beneath one's feet. Legends warn that anyone who encounters the Huaka'i Po must show the utmost respect, lie prone on the ground, avoid direct eye contact, and pretend not to exist. To look upon them is to risk being swept into their eternal march, struck down for disrespect, or even to die mysteriously soon after. These are not benevolent spirits, they are fierce, ancient guardians on a timeless patrol. So, when the mist rolls in and the wind picks up its ancient song at Nu'uanu Pali, listen closely, for in the heart of the night, the spectral drumbeats may draw near, a solemn reminder that some battles and some warriors never truly rest, forever bound to the land where their final stand was made, from these hallowed heights where spectral armies once clashed. Our descent continues into the true heart of their domain, a forgotten road where their presence is not just rumored, but profoundly, terrifyingly real. One Old Pali Road, Nu'uanu Valley. Wahoo, instead of a forgotten pathway, imagine a cursed artery choked by overgrowth and shadowed by the towering cliffs of Nu'uanu Valley. Old Pali Road is not merely abandoned, it feels as though it was deliberately forsaken. A scar across the landscape where the past bleeds into the present. Here, amidst the suffocating embrace of the jungle, the air itself seems heavy with unspoken histories, and every rustle of leaves, every distant gust of wind, could be the harbinger of something far more ancient and terrifying than nature itself. This is the undisputed heartland of the night marchers, the Huaka'i Po, where their spectral parade is not just a legend, but a chilling, undeniable reality. The old asphalt, cracked and crumbling, is swallowed by ferns and vines, making it a tunnel of green darkness even in daylight. But it is after nightfall, when the moon struggles to pierce the dense canopy, that Old Pali Road truly awakens. The faint, rhythmic thumping of pahu drums, barely audible at the Nu'uanu Pali Lookout, becomes a palpable vibration here. A relentless heartbeat echoing through the valley, it builds in intensity, joined by the mournful wail of conch shells and the low, guttural chanting of hundreds of unseen voices. Witnesses describe a sudden, inexplicable drop in temperature, the scent of ancient wood smoke, and a profound, paralyzing fear that freezes them to the spot. Some have reported seeing flickering torches through the dense foliage, or the fleeting, shadowy forms of warriors in full battle regalia, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly intensity, their spears gleaming with the faint light of a forgotten age. This is the sacred thoroughfare for the Kai warriors, high-ranking chiefs and their retinues, forever bound to their timeless patrol. The tales are stark and absolute if you find yourself on Old Pali Road when the marchers come. You must drop to the ground immediately, eyes averted, and hold your breath until they pass. To show disrespect, to meet their gaze, or worse, to stand in their path is to invite a swift, supernatural demise. The legend states that looking upon them can cause madness, illness, or even instant death, your spirit swept away to join their ranks. They are not to be trifled with. These are fierce, unyielding guardians of the land, enforcing an ancient code with spectral might. The road becomes a living portal, a temporary bridge between the world of the living and the realm of those who never truly left, their ghostly footsteps echoing on the very path where their ancestors once marched to war. As the last echo of their ghostly march fades into the jungle's depths, a profound silence settles, heavier and more suffocating than before, leaving behind only the lingering scent of damp earth and an indelible sense of terror. Old Pali Road is not just a haunted location, it is a sacred warning, a testament to the fact that some spirits are too powerful, too bound to their ancient duties, to ever truly find peace. And so, our chilling journey through the most haunted corners of Hawaii draws to a close. A tapestry woven with ancient legends, whispered fears, and the undeniable presence of the supernatural, reminding us that paradise, too, holds its own dark secrets. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this chilling journey, don't forget to like, comment with your favorite haunted location, and subscribe for more weekly videos from the shadows.